Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. 6 months from today, your life could look completely different. I'm talking about a brand new you. More money, better relationships, stronger faith, a sharper mind. Whatever it is, it's possible. And guess what? It ain't magic, it ain't luck. It's you deciding that enough is enough. Now, I know some of y'all are thinking, man, 6 months? That's too short. Let me ask you something. How long have you been stuck in the same spot? How many months, how many years have gone by while you sat there waiting for life to change? See, that's the problem. Most people wait. But the winners, the people who make it, they decide. And today, I'm going to show you how you can change your life in just 6 months. The speech. First thing you got to do is get real with yourself. Stop lying, stop sugarcoating, stop making excuses. Look in the mirror and ask, am I really doing everything I can? Most of us ain't. We're running at 40%, maybe 50% of what we're capable of. Imagine what would happen if you went full throttle for 6 months. You'd be unstoppable. Next, you got to change what you feed your mind. Some of y'all are scrolling on social media all day, listening to nonsense, surrounding yourself with negativity. You want to change? Change your environment. Start listening to success. Read books. Cut off toxic people. If you want a better life, you got to fill your mind with better things. Then, here's the big one, discipline over motivation. See, motivation is like a shower. It don't last. You feel pumped today, and tomorrow you're back in the same rut. But discipline, that's the secret sauce. You don't feel like waking up early? Too bad, do it anyway. You don't feel like working out? Do it anyway. You don't feel like grinding on your dream? Do it anyway. That's how champions are built. Now let's talk about your circle. If you're hanging around 5 broke people, guess what? You're going to be the 6th. If you're hanging around 5 lazy people, you're going to be lazy too. You need to get around winners, people who push you, people who hold you accountable. And if you don't have that, be your own biggest supporter until the right people show up. And listen, you're going to have failures. You're going to fall on your face. But let me tell you something. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. You learn, you grow, you get back up and go harder. The only people who lose in life are the ones who quit. So don't you dare quit. If you stick to this for 6 months, just 6 months, you won't even recognize yourself. Your mind will be sharper. Your confidence will be higher. Your bank account will be healthier. Your relationships will be stronger. Your faith will be deeper. The choice is yours. 6 months from now, you'll either be saying, I'm so glad I started, or man, I wish I had. What's it going to be? Let me break it down for you. Change doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't come knocking on your door, and it sure doesn't wait until you feel ready. Change starts the moment you decide. Right now, today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when the time is right. Today. See, most people sit around waiting for some magical sign. They wait for the stars to align, for the perfect opportunity, for everything to fall into place before they take that first step. But let me tell you something. Life doesn't work like that. If you keep waiting, you'll still be in the same spot 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years. The truth is, the decision to change doesn't take months or even days. It happens in an instant. That single moment when you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm done playing small. I'm done making excuses. I'm done settling for less. That's the moment everything shifts. Because once you make that decision, you start seeing things differently. You stop looking for reasons why you can't. Think about it. Every success story you've ever heard started with a single decision. A broke man decided he wasn't going to struggle anymore. A person sick of their health issues decided they were going to get in shape. A dreamer tired of a 9-to-5 grind decided they were going to build something for themselves. It all starts the same way, with a firm decision, backed by action. Now, don't get me wrong, deciding is the easy part. The hard part, sticking to it. Because once you make that decision, life is going to test you. Oh, it's going to throw obstacles, setbacks, and distractions your way. You'll have days where you feel like quitting, days where your old habits creep back in, where the doubts get louder, where people around you tell you it's impossible. But here's the key. You got to stay locked in. See, most people make a decision and expect motivation to carry them through. But motivation fades. Discipline is what keeps you going. The real game changer is when you decide that no matter how hard it gets, quitting is not an option. Somebody out there needs to hear this. You are one decision away from a completely different life, one decision away from the breakthrough you've been waiting for. But nobody can make that decision for you. Not your mama, not your friends, not your mentor. It's all on you. So what are you waiting for? Another excuse, another delay, another missed opportunity? Or are you ready to draw the line in the sand and say, this is my time, because I promise you this. 6 months from now, you will look back at today as the day everything changed. You will thank yourself for having the courage to make that decision. You will see the results of your commitment, your hard work, your sacrifice, and you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. Make the decision today, not someday, not later, right now. Let's get real for a second. You know you're capable of more, but you've been holding yourself back. You've been lying to yourself, making excuses, convincing yourself that you're not ready, not good enough, or that it's too late. But here's the truth. If you keep telling yourself that, you're never going to unlock your true potential. And if you don't make a change right now, you'll stay stuck in the same place, dreaming about the life you could have had, but never truly living it. Let's stop pretending. It's easy to point fingers at everyone else. It's easy to blame your circumstances, your job, your upbringing, your lack of resources, or even other people for why you're not where you want to be. But here's the harsh reality. You are where you are today because of you, not because of anyone else. You are the one who allowed the excuses to control your life. You are the one who chose comfort over growth. You are the one who held on to fear instead of stepping out into the unknown. The first step to recognizing your full potential is getting real with yourself. No more sugarcoating the truth, no more pretending. Take a hard look at your life. Ask yourself the tough questions. Why are you still stuck in the same place? Why have you gone after your dreams? Why are you tolerating mediocrity when you know you deserve better? You know what it is? You're afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, afraid that you might not succeed. But here's the thing, failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than you can count. They didn't let fear stop them, they used it to fuel their fire. They embraced failure as a lesson, not as the end. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep making excuses? Are you going to keep pretending like you're not capable? Or are you finally going to face the truth and step up? You have everything you need inside of you. You've got the talent, the intelligence, the skills, and the drive to do what you've been dreaming about. The only thing standing in your way is the lies you've been telling yourself. You have to make a decision right now. Stop letting your excuses control you. The world is waiting for you to step into your greatness. The only thing that's been holding you back is your own mindset. You've been selling yourself short. You've been letting the doubts and fears dictate your actions. You've been telling yourself that the life you want is for someone else, not for you. But that's a lie. When you get real with yourself, you stop letting your past define you. You stop letting your mistakes limit your future. You stop being afraid of what could go wrong, and you start focusing on what could go right. You realize that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined, and it's time to stop playing small. Today is the day to recognize your true potential. Stop waiting for a sign, a breakthrough, or a perfect moment. That moment is now. The only thing left to do is step up and make it happen. If you want to change your life, if you want to achieve anything significant, you've got to feed your mind wisely. You can't just let anything and everything flood your brain. Think about it. Your mind is like a garden. If you allow weeds to grow, if you feed it negativity, distractions, and useless junk, that's exactly what you're going to harvest. But if you choose to nourish it with positive thoughts, knowledge, and success-driven ideas, then you're going to see growth that reflects that. Here's the problem. Most people are feeding their minds the wrong things. They're constantly consuming things that bring them down, distract them, or waste their time. They're scrolling through social media for hours, filling their heads with gossip, negativity, or just mindless entertainment. But let me ask you this. What has all that really done for you? Has it made you smarter, more focused, closer to your goals? No, it's just a distraction, and it's keeping you from reaching your true potential. It's time to stop living in autopilot. Stop letting the world control what goes into your mind. You need to take control of what you feed yourself. The truth is, the information you allow into your mind shapes who you are, shapes how you think, and shapes how you approach the world. If all you're feeding your mind is negativity, that's exactly what you'll project. If all you're consuming is drama, doubt, and failure, that's exactly the life you'll manifest. But when you decide to cut off distractions, when you decide to focus on the positive, when you feed your mind with success and greatness, everything changes. Think about the successful people you admire. They don't waste their time on distractions. They know that every second of their life is valuable, and they choose to spend that time learning, growing, and feeding their minds with things that propel them forward. Now, I'm not saying you have to cut out all forms of entertainment or relaxed time, but what I am saying is that you've got to be intentional about what you allow in. You have to make a conscious decision to feed your mind with knowledge that helps you grow, inspiration that motivates you, and positive influences that remind you of your potential. Listen, if you're serious about changing your life, you need to start filling your mind with things that serve your purpose. Watch videos, listen to podcasts, read books that are focused on success, growth, and the mindset of winners. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, people who challenge you to be better, people who will help you grow. Cut off the people, the shows, the distractions that take you further away from your goals. When you feed your mind wisely, you'll begin to notice a shift. Your thoughts will become clearer. Your focus will sharpen. You'll begin to believe in your potential in ways you never did before. And when that happens, your actions will align with your new mindset. You won't be wasting time on things that don't serve you. You'll be putting your energy into building the life you've always wanted. The bottom line is this. Your mind is your most valuable asset. It's time to protect it, nourish it, and make sure that what you feed it is what you want to grow. Cut off the distractions. Fill your mind with success. And watch as everything around you begins to change. Motivation is powerful, no doubt about it. It feels great when you're fired up, ready to take on the world, and everything seems possible. But let's face it, motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. You wake up one day with all the energy to crush your goals, and the next day you're struggling to even get out of bed. Motivation alone won't get you where you want to go. What really gets you through the long, hard, and sometimes lonely road to success is discipline. Discipline is the thing that pushes you forward when motivation has run dry. It's the grit, the determination, and the consistency to keep going even when you don't feel like it. Motivation might make you feel unstoppable for a moment, but discipline is what will make sure you're still moving even when the excitement fades. The most successful people didn't get to where they are because they were always motivated. They got there because they had the discipline to show up every day, whether they felt like it or not. Think about it. No matter how motivated you are, there will always be days when you just don't want to do the work. There will be days when life throws curveballs, when setbacks hit, when things don't go as planned. Motivation will tell you to quit, to wait for a better time, to give up on your goals. Discipline is what tells you to keep going anyway. When you rely solely on motivation, you set yourself up for inconsistency. You can't control motivation. It comes when it feels like it and leaves when it's done. But discipline is a choice. It's something you control. It's about making the decision to show up every day, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, and even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is the commitment to your goals, no matter how you feel in the moment. The best part about discipline is that it's what gets you through the tough times. It's what keeps you pushing even when the initial excitement has worn off. You might start a new project feeling super motivated, but motivation alone won't make it happen. It's your ability to stick with it day after day that turns those dreams into reality. Discipline becomes your anchor when the storms of doubt, fear, or procrastination try to knock you off course. And let's be honest, discipline is not glamorous. It's not always fun. There's nothing flashy about getting up at 5 a.m. to work on your goals or grinding for hours when you'd rather be doing something else. But let me tell you this, the results that discipline brings are worth every ounce of effort. Over time, the small, consistent actions that discipline requires will add up to big wins. Discipline compounds, and it builds momentum. While motivation can spark your journey, it's discipline that gets you to the finish line. Motivation may start the engine, but discipline is what keeps it running. And when you develop the habit of discipline, you'll be amazed at how far it can take you, no matter what obstacles or challenges come your way. If you want to elevate your life, your career, or your success, one of the most important decisions you can make is to upgrade your circle. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, let me tell you something. If you're constantly surrounded by people who don't believe in your dreams, who don't support your growth, who are stuck in their own limiting beliefs, you're not going anywhere. You've got to recognize that the people around you play a huge role in determining your mindset, your motivation, and ultimately your success. The energy, attitude, and mindset of those you choose to spend your time with will either push you toward greatness or pull you down into mediocrity. You have to stop hanging around people who don't challenge you, who don't inspire you, and who aren't hungry for success themselves. It's easy to get comfortable in familiar relationships, whether it's with old friends, family, or colleagues. But the truth is, comfort doesn't lead to growth. If you're constantly around people who are okay with settling for average, who talk about their dreams but never take action, who have an excuse for everything, you're going to start to think that's normal. And before you know it, you'll be caught in the same trap. You'll stop aiming higher, stop pushing yourself, and stop believing in what's possible for you. Winners are different. Winners think differently. They talk differently. They act differently. They're hungry, motivated, and they're always looking for ways to grow and improve. Being around winners forces you to level up, forces you to question your limits, and forces you to push past your fears and doubts. Winners encourage you to dream bigger, take risks, and keep going when things get tough. They don't waste time on negativity, gossip, or distractions. They focus on the things that matter, and they bring you along with them. But here's the thing. Upgrading your circle isn't just about finding winners. It's about becoming one yourself. If you want to attract the kind of people who will elevate your life, you have to start by elevating your own mindset and action. You can't expect to surround yourself with winners if you're not showing up as one yourself. Winners want to be around other people who are just as focused, driven, and committed to their own success. They don't have time for negative energy, and neither should you. Start by looking at the people around you right now. Are they encouraging you to go after your dreams, or are they content to sit on the sidelines with their own doubts and fears? Are they constantly pushing you to be better, or are they pulling you back into a comfort zone? Take a good hard look at the energy and attitudes of the people you spend the most time with and ask yourself if they are the kind of people who will help you reach your potential, or if they're the ones holding you back. When you begin to upgrade your circle, you'll notice that your mindset shifts. You'll find yourself thinking bigger, aiming higher, and refusing to settle for less. The people you surround yourself with can either be the wind in your sails or the anchor that weighs you down. Choose wisely, because the right circle can make all the difference between dreaming big and achieving big. Listen up. Nothing happens until you take action. We can talk all day about our goals, our dreams, our ambitions, but until you act, it's all just noise. Too many people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or the perfect plan before they take that first step. Let me tell you something. There is no perfect time. If you keep waiting for everything to line up, you'll be waiting forever. The key to success is simple. Stop waiting and start doing. Take massive action. When you take action, you move things forward. You get the ball rolling. Even if your steps aren't perfect, even if you make mistakes along the way, you're still moving in the right direction. The biggest mistake you can make is doing nothing. Because in the world of success, nothing breeds nothing. Action is what separates the dreamers from the doers. If you want to be the person who talks about your dreams or the person who lives them out, then you've got to take massive, relentless action. I get it. It's easy to get caught up in planning, in researching, in thinking everything through. But guess what? Overthinking will paralyze you. The more you think, the more you doubt. The more you second guess yourself, the more you convince yourself that it's too risky, too hard, or too complicated. And in the end, you're still standing in the same spot, no closer to your goals. That's why you've got to take action, even if it's imperfect. Imperfect action is still better than no action at all. Taking massive action doesn't mean you have to have it all figured out from the start. It's about making progress, even if it's just a small step. Every day you need to be doing something, anything that brings you closer to your goals. If you've got a business idea, don't wait until you've got the perfect website or the perfect product. Start with a small step. Maybe reach out to a few people for feedback or start building your network. If you're trying to get in shape, don't wait for the perfect gym or the perfect workout routine. Start with a walk or a home workout. Just start moving. Too many people spend years planning and waiting for the right time to start. But the truth is, the right time is always now. You don't get to wait for everything to be perfect, because perfect never comes. And guess what? The more you take action, the more momentum you build. As you move forward, opportunities will open up. You'll learn new things. You'll make mistakes. And that's fine, because mistakes are simply lessons in disguise. The key is to keep going, keep taking action, and not let setbacks stop you. Think about the successful people you admire. They didn't sit around waiting for the perfect moment. They went after their dreams with everything they had, took risks, and made things happen. They acted. And you know what? You're no different. The only thing stopping you from getting where you want to be is the action you're not taking. So stop waiting for the perfect time, because that time is now. Start doing. Take one step today, no matter how small, and keep going. You'll be amazed at how far you can go when you commit to taking massive action, even in the face of fear, doubt, or uncertainty. Remember, success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who act. Let's get something straight. Failure is not the enemy. In fact, failure is one of your greatest teachers. Too many people fear failure so much that they avoid taking risks, avoid stepping out of their comfort zones, and as a result, they never truly grow. But here's the truth. Failure isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace. It's the very thing that will push you closer to success. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. If you're not failing, you're playing it safe, and playing it safe won't get you anywhere. Failure is not a reflection of who you are. It's just a part of the journey. The people who are the most successful aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who fail the most, but they fail forward. That means they don't let failure stop them. They use it as a stepping stone. Every failure teaches them something new, sharpens their skills, and brings them one step closer to their ultimate goal. Let me tell you something. You are going to fail. It's a guarantee. You will stumble, you will mess up, you will face setbacks that feel like they're knocking you off track. But you've got to understand that failure doesn't define you. What defines you is how you respond to it. Are you going to let failure knock you down and keep you down, or are you going to use it as fuel to rise higher? When you fail forward, you start to see failure in a whole new light. You start to see it as a lesson. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to adjust your strategy, and to improve. Instead of feeling defeated, you get curious. You ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? What did I learn from this? This mindset shift is what separates the winners from the losers. The winners are the ones who are constantly learning from their failures and using those lessons to move forward. Think about all the successful people you know. Every one of them has faced failure. Oprah was told she was too emotional to be on television. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. But what did they do? They didn't quit. They didn't give up. They failed, they learned from it, and they kept moving forward. And eventually that relentless pursuit of success, despite failure, paid off. Here's the thing, if you're not failing, you're not pushing hard enough. You're not challenging yourself enough. Success is not reserved for the people who play it safe. It's reserved for the people who keep failing, keep learning, and keep trying. They understand that failure is just a stepping stone on the road to success. So the next time you fail, don't let it discourage you. Don't let it define you. Use it as a lesson. Learn from it. Get back up, adjust your course, and keep moving forward. Because every time you fail and keep going, you're that much closer to success. Every failure is progress. Every setback is a lesson. And you're not failing. Keep failing forward, and you'll get to where you want to go faster than you ever thought possible. One of the most powerful keys to success is consistency. The reason why so many people fall short of their goals isn't because they aren't talented or capable. It's because they lack consistency. We all know that success doesn't happen overnight, yet we often fall into the trap of thinking it should. We get excited about our goals, put in a burst of effort for a few days, and then wonder why we haven't seen the massive results we expect. The truth is, it's the small, consistent actions taken every single day that lead to massive transformation over time. Think about it. If you want to get in shape, it's not about working out for 5 hours in one day and then doing nothing for the next week. It's about showing up consistently, putting in the effort day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. It's about making the commitment to do something, anything that moves you closer to your goal every single day. Whether it's a short workout, eating a healthy meal, or getting more sleep, small actions repeated consistently over time will create the results you want. This principle applies to every area of life. Whether you're trying to build a business, learn a new skill, or improve your mindset, it's the daily habits that add up. Success doesn't require a big dramatic change all at once. It requires small changes consistently applied. A little bit of progress every day is much more powerful than a huge effort every now and then. But here's the kicker. Most people give up before they see the results. They expect things to happen too fast, and when the transformation doesn't come right away, they lose motivation and stop. But those who stick with it, who stay consistent, will be the ones who eventually see the massive results. You've got to be patient. Real growth takes time. The secret to success isn't in the big moments. It's in the countless small actions you take when no one is watching, when it's not glamorous, and when it feels like you're not making progress. But trust me, you are. Every small action, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time, is moving you closer to your goal. You just have to trust the process and stay committed to the grind. Look at some of the greatest achievers in history. They didn't get to where they are by doing something massive once in a while. They built their success by being consistent, doing the little things over and over again, even when it seemed like nothing was happening. They understood that it wasn't about doing everything perfectly, but about doing something every day to push forward. The beauty of consistency is that it compounds. At first, the results might be small. You may not see much change after a few weeks, but if you keep going, those small actions will add up. Eventually, those consistent efforts will lead to massive progress. And when you look back, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. So, if you're feeling discouraged or impatient, remember this: success is built on consistency. It's the small things you do every day that will eventually lead to the life you want. Keep showing up, keep putting in the work, and keep moving forward. Because in the end, the transformation you're looking for will be a result of all the small actions you took consistently day after day. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens when you step out of your familiar surroundings, push past your fears, and embrace discomfort. Let's be real for a second. Nobody grows by staying comfortable. The moment you choose to stay in your comfort zone, you're choosing stagnation. The truth is, growth is messy. It's uncomfortable. It's challenging. But that's where the magic happens. When you're uncomfortable, you're evolving. Think about it. Every time you've experienced real growth in your life, it's probably because you were forced to do something you didn't want to do. Maybe it was taking on a new responsibility at work, trying something new, or facing a fear that had been holding you back. At first, it was uncomfortable. Maybe you felt scared, unsure, even overwhelmed. But once you pushed through that discomfort, you came out stronger, more confident, and more capable than before. This is why comfort zones are dangerous. We get so used to the familiar that we forget the power of change. Sure, staying in your comfort zone feels safe, it feels easy, it feels like you're in control, but nothing grows there. Nothing new ever happens in comfort. If you want to level up in your life, whether it's in your career, health, relationships, or personal development, you've got to stop avoiding discomfort. You've got to embrace it. The moment you embrace discomfort, you're telling yourself that you're ready to grow. Growth requires you to stretch yourself, to push through your limits, to challenge what you think is possible, and that's hard as supposed to be. The discomfort you feel is the feeling of growth starting to happen. If you never push past it, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. Think of every great success story you know. Every one of those stories involves someone who stepped into the unknown. Someone who made themselves uncomfortable in order to reach a new level. Whether it's athletes pushing their bodies to extremes, entrepreneurs taking risks in the face of uncertainty, or creatives stepping out of their comfort zones to share their work, the key to their success is the same. They embraced discomfort. Now, I'm not saying you should seek out discomfort for the sake of it. It's not about intentionally putting yourself in tough situations without a reason. It's about realizing that the discomfort that comes with growth is part of the process. Instead of avoiding it, instead of running from it, you've got to lean into it. When you choose to face discomfort head on, you begin to unlock new levels of resilience, creativity, and strength. Here's the kicker. The more you do this, the easier it becomes. The more you get used to stepping outside of your comfort zone, the less scary it becomes. You start to see discomfort for what it truly is, a signal that you're on the right path. The more you embrace discomfort, the more confidence you build, and the more you begin to realize that nothing is impossible when you're willing to face challenges head on. So if you want to grow, if you want to transform your life, stop avoiding discomfort. Step into the unknown. Embrace the challenge. It's only when you're uncomfortable that you'll discover just how much you're capable of achieving. Growth is waiting on the other side of that discomfort, and it's time for you to claim it. Let me tell you something. You are in control of your future. It's not your circumstances, not your past, and certainly not the opinions of others that determine where you'll end up. It's your decisions, your actions, and your mindset that have the power to shape your destiny. Your future is in your hands, and with the right mindset and effort, 6 months can change everything. Too often, we look at our lives and feel stuck. We feel like the circumstances we're in are permanent, like our current situation defines who we are and what we can achieve. But that's a lie. You have the power to change your life at any moment, and 6 months is enough time to completely transform your reality. It all starts with the belief that you are in control and the understanding that the decisions you make today can create the foundation for the future you want. If you're not where you want to be right now, that's okay, but you don't have to stay where you are. You can take control, make a plan, and start executing today. The biggest mistake people make is waiting for the right time or for external circumstances to change. The truth is, the best time to take action is right now. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need the courage to step forward, even if it's just a small step, in the direction of your goals. Think about this. Where do you want to be in 6 months? What does your ideal future look like? Maybe you want a better career, a healthier body, improved relationships, or a stronger mindset. Whatever your goal is, 6 months is plenty of time to make significant progress. You don't need a massive overhaul of your entire life. What you need is consistent, focused action. It's the small daily actions that add up over time. If you commit to taking one positive action every day, those actions compound, and before you know it, 6 months will have passed, and you'll be amazed at how far you've come. A little bit of progress every day leads to big results. Whether it's reading for 30 minutes each day to improve your knowledge, working out for 20 minutes a day to get in shape, or dedicating an hour each evening to building a new skill or working on your business, these small steps will transform your life. But here's the key. You have to take control. No one else can do it for you. No one else is going to show up and change your life for you. The power is in your hands. Every single choice you make, no matter how small, is a step toward your future. If you're not taking control of your actions, someone else will. You can either take control of your life or let circumstances and other people dictate it for you. The choice is yours. Imagine where you could be in 6 months if you started making intentional, purposeful decisions today. 6 months can feel like a long time when you're not actively working towards something, but it flies by when you're focused on growth. Take control of your future today, and when you look back 6 months from now, you'll be amazed at how much you've accomplished. The future is yours to shape, and it starts right now. In conclusion, you have the power to change your life, and it all starts with the decisions you make today. Whether it's taking massive action, embracing discomfort, being consistent, or simply realizing that your future is in your hands, every step you take moves you closer to the person you want to become. Don't wait for the perfect moment or for someone else to give you permission. 6 months from now, you could be living a completely different life if you choose to take control, step outside your comfort zone, and commit to doing the work. Remember, growth is not about giant leaps. It's about consistent small actions that add up over time. So take control, trust the process, and know that you're capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. Your future starts now, and it's waiting for you.